Okay, so one of the more intriguing edge rushers in this draft, alongside Mike Green and James Pierce Jr., is Georgia's defensive end slash edge rusher, Mykel Williams. And man, this would be a terrific pick as well for the 49ers at pick 11. He's 6'5, 260, super long arms. Um, and obviously, in my opinion, I've made this pretty clear in other videos, but I think the 49ers will be going edge rusher at pick 11. I don't think there is a defensive tackle that they're going to like more than some of the edge rushers at pick 11 unless Mason Graham falls to the 49ers. Mason Graham's the defensive tackle out of Michigan. But either way, I don't think he falls to the 49ers at pick 11. I don't think they're going to take an offensive lineman. I don't think the 49ers have liked taking offensive linemen as high as they have. And they're 0-1 in doing so when they took Mike McGlinchey with I believe, the ninth overall pick. What was it, in 2018, I believe it was, 2019. So, yeah, definitely don't see the 49ers taking an offensive lineman, especially with the edge rushers here. So that's why, in my opinion, I just think it makes the most sense that the Niners go edge rusher. Especially, they need somebody who fits the wide nine defensive front. And I think the edge rushers in this draft will fit that wide nine front more so than one of the defensive tackles will. But either way, CBS Sports did a mock draft today, and they have the 49ers taking Georgia's defensive end Mykel Williams with the 11th overall pick. This one here, when it comes to Mike Green, James Pierce Jr., and Mykel Williams, I like Mykel Williams a little more, I think, than Mike Green, just because of his size. He played in the SEC, dominated in the SEC. This is a guy that started as a freshman on the Georgia team that won the national championship. And I think James Pierce Jr. I love. Mike Green I love. Mykel Williams I love. But I genuinely think when it comes to the size of Mykel Williams, it's going to be hard for the 49ers to pass up on Mykel Williams. And I said this about all of these guys that I've kind of went over and talked about. But this dude's a pure edge rusher. Super, super good at setting the edge. He's the best run defender of edge players in this draft. And I think really, when you look at how the 49ers are going to be playing defense next year under Robert Saleh in the wide nine front, it makes sense to get a guy as big and as lengthy as a guy like Mykel Williams. Number one, I mean, when you play in the wide nine front and the wide nine technique, you're playing outside of the tight end. So the edge rushers, aren't going to have to face double teams nearly as much. And I think getting a guy like Mykel Williams, his pass rush production would spike because of that. And I think it would benefit from being in this wide nine front defense. One knock on Mykel Williams has been his pass rush ability. I think he was fine as a pass rusher. But I think when you look at Mykel Williams, you look at the tape and whatnot. I mean, he is an elite run defender on the edge. That's something that the 49ers lack. Nick Bosa isn't the best at setting the edge and stopping the run. And if you want somebody to complement Nick Bosa, do get a guy that can stop the run a little better than Nick Bosa. And I think you take a guy like Mykel Williams, he immediately comes in and he's a better run stopper and a better at setting the edge than Nick Bosa is immediately as a rookie. So I personally love Mykel Williams. I mean, I'm fine with To me, something's telling me inside that Mike Green won't be taken at pick 11. I think the 49ers probably view Mykel Williams and James Pierce Jr. over Mike Green. But Mike Green's a terrific player, and I wouldn't be mad if they took him. But I do think Mykel Williams, just given his size and whatnot, I think the 49ers could like him the best in this draft at edge rusher, but what do I know? I mean, I think the 49ers probably really like James Pierce Jr. too. I think they like all the edge rushers, but when it comes down to dissecting the tape and whatnot and really figuring out which edge rusher fits best in this system, it might be Mykel Williams. Love that he played at Georgia. You know, he played in the best conference in college football. And he started as a freshman, and that's pretty impressive, starting as a freshman on a team like the Georgia Bulldogs. He won the national championship with Georgia as a freshman. And some other guys that actually started their freshman years at Georgia, Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey, those guys are pretty damn good NFL players and had terrific rookie seasons. So don't think that Mykel Williams is going to be any different. I think he's going to immediately be an impact and a difference maker for whichever team elects to take him. And he definitely could be the pick here at 11. I think this might be one of the safer picks. I think it's probably a safer pick over Mike Green. I think it's a safer pick over Shamar Stewart. To me, I think it's going to boil down to Mykel Williams or James Pierce Jr. at pick 11 if the 49ers do indeed go edge, in which I think they will. So Mykel Williams, again, freak of an athlete. He's massive. I mean, 6'5", 260 as an edge rusher. He also, at the combine, he ran a ridiculous 40-yard dash time. Let's see. Did he not run it yet? I thought he ran the 40-yard. I thought he was like in the 4.5s maybe? 4.6s? Either way, he's super fast. He may have not ran the 40-yard time yet. Yeah, I don't think he has. That might be tomorrow. However, he's fast. I mean, this dude is very, very fast. Oh my gosh, yeah. So in July, it was reported that he ran a 4.38. Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. I think this is Luther Burden. Either way, he's a quick player. 4.38 does sound a little ridiculous for an edge rusher. I think they were talking about Luther Burden there. Don't know if Mykel Williams has ran the 40. I think he's projected to run. I think he's projected to run in the 4.5s, low 4.6s. But either way, he's very quick. I mean, he's going to be a very quick edge rusher. He's going to be quicker than Nick Bosa. This is a guy that immediately comes in as a difference maker for the 49ers. I also think James Pierce Jr. comes in, though, and is an impact immediately and a difference maker for the Niners. So I do think Mykel Williams could be the safer pick at 11, along with James Pierce Jr. over Shamar Stewart and Mike Green, even over some of the notable defensive tackles that have been linked to the 49ers, Mason Graham and Walter Nolan. But I think they go edge, and I do think it's going to come down to Mykel Williams or James Pierce Jr., and I could be completely wrong. I do think part of me feels like if Mason Graham falls to them at 11, they're going to take him. But either way, Mykel Williams is 100% a player to be on the lookout for, and definitely a player that the 49ers are probably already in love with. So we will see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of Mykel Williams to the 49ers at pick 11. Do you guys like this move? Do you prefer Mike Green or Pierce Jr. over him? Mykel Williams is a freak of an athlete. He played at Georgia as a freshman, started as a freshman, won a national championship, and is probably the most complete edge rusher in the draft aside from Abdul Carter. He's definitely the best run defender, that's for sure. But he's definitely one of the more elite premier edge rushers in this draft. And the 49ers they have a need at edge, and, that's exactly why he's being linked to the 49ers at pick 11 here. So we will see what happens. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. As always, go Niners. I'll see you guys in the next one.